Hello YouTube, this is the Archangel back again with another deck review, and today I'll be doing a deck review on the Fulton's October deck, which is a deck made by the Dan and Dave Playing Card Company, which is a magic company, but it's still printed by the USPCC, and it's a deck designed by Brad Fulton, and it's a Halloween deck, as you can see, because it's October and it's Halloween, ghosts and skeletons and skulls and pumpkins and all those stuff. So as you can see, it's a Halloween deck for collecting, but of course you don't need to open it on Halloween or buy it at that time, but it's up to you. And there's two versions of this deck, which is created until now, which is a 2014 edition and the 2013 edition, and they're only different by color. And like the 2014 just has a seal here, and the 2014 it has a darker, almost to black color. But aside from that, they're almost the same. And this deck is the earlier edition, as I said, 2013, and we'll get to the box. So the front, it says Fulton's October there, with a ghost and chasing a skeleton chasing a guy with a skeleton pumpkin on its head, and another guy skeleton there, and on top there's a moon with some birds or bats there, and at the bottom it has a border saying playing cards and a gate, and they're all in a border, like a gate, like kind of gate thing. And on the side it says the Dan and Dave Playing Card Company, Hollywood, and the location right there. Sorry for the light, right there. And here it says designed by Brad Fulton, which is the creator of a lot of decks, and illustrated by Steve Noble. So it's designed by Brad Fulton, which also creates the Fulton's Chinatown, the Ace Fulton's Casino deck. So yeah, and this deck is more to a collecting deck, I think. But yeah. And on the bottom it says dananddave.com with the Dan and Dave logo there, and some information there. And the back doesn't show the back design, but instead it shows the same on the front. And the interesting and nice thing about this deck is that when you open it, you can see in the seal, on the tab, there's a moon again there, which is a really nice touch to the deck. And on top it says playing cards with those spikes, like as you can see, like you would see on a gate. And you get the deck out itself, and you get the box, which is a really, really beautiful thing, and one of the best boxes I've ever seen. And one of the main good things about this deck is the box. You can see the inside is a drawing. If you open the box, which I wouldn't do, but you can actually see the design right there. You can see the design, a drawing. Close the box. And on the tabs, you can actually see two skulls. And they're embossed, the box is embossed, so that's a really nice touch. And this deck handles really good. And now I'll get to the cards first, the ad cards. They both have the back design on the backs. One is just like a normal ad card on the company, which is Dan and Dave, as you can see there. And they're made of bones. And designer playing cards, dananddave.com. So yeah, just flip that over for the back design. And the next card is a picture of the back design, as you can see there, exactly the same. And Fulton's October 2013, as I said, there's a 2014 version also, and it has kind of like a poem about Halloween, and it says about like produced by Dan and Dave, designed by Brad Fulton, illustrated by Stephen Noble. So it has that information here. So it's kind of interesting, like a poem for the Halloween. And so this one is a first edition, first printing, and the 2014 version is still the first edition, but there's a second printing. So I'm quite sure that in this year's 2015 there will be another Fulton's October deck, but I don't really know if it's first edition or what printing. But now we'll get to the cards itself. Just separate them first. And before I talk about the cards, I'll talk about the two jokers that you get. They're both identical, no reveals. And so yeah, they're exactly identical and nothing different. And the joker is kind of like a dancing skeleton, so it's kind of funny. And that's like a dislocated skeleton, piece of skeleton. I don't know if it belongs in the hand there or in the neck. I'm quite sure it's in the hand, but I don't really know. So they're really funny, and you know, when you think of skeletons and Halloween, sometimes people think of it scary, and they just completely change the view of this deck, which is really good and makes like Halloween look funny and happy. And now I'll get to the cards. First, the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades is a picture of two skeletons standing beside one another there, and there's a kind of like a vine wrapping them and going to like a spike there. And then, so they're both smiling. One opens their mouth more than the other. That's kind of like a good detail. And it says Dan and Dave, Playing Card Company, and the location there. So yeah, that's a really nice Ace of Spades. And the other cards, I think they're quite the same as a standard, maybe a bit different, as you can see there. They're pretty standard in my opinion, like nothing different. Now when you get to the court cards, well, I'll get to the court cards later actually. Now and when you take the other cards, they're all standard, as you can see there, nothing changed there. And the clubs right there, they're all quite standard. The aces, nothing changed except for the Ace of Spades. And the hearts, also the same there. Now we'll get to the court cards. Unfortunately, some of them are the same with each other, and there's a few that are different, probably two. So as you can see, they are completely 100% customized, but they are the same as each other, most of them. So as you can see, these four jacks are all identical there. Now I'll get to one of the jacks, the Jack of Hearts. So it's just like a man in a suit that's torn and ragged, and a skeleton with a hat holding a feather right there, as you can see. Yeah, and that goes same with all the four jacks. So it would have been better if they had all different jacks, but that's okay. Now I'll go to the queens. they're also all the same. They're just a woman skeleton wearing roses on her head and in a suit also and holding a flower, smiling, and yeah. There. And they're all the same with all the other 4. Now we'll get to the kings. One of them is different, so that's a nice touch. The King of Hearts is different. Now the other 3 kings are the same. Now we'll get to them first. It's a man also in a suit holding a staff, which is an owl. He's wearing a hat also and smiling, and also the clothes are ragged. So all of them are wearing like old torn clothes. And the King of Hearts, it's different. It's a man holding a sword, and the sword is going through his head, through his eye, through his right eye, and he's wearing a hat, also a suit. And now we'll get to the handling, because Dan and Dave usually puts out really nice handling decks, and this one is no exception. The deck handles really nicely. For example, the fans, it's also really nice. So if you do on the side, you can see the design because the border is thin, so that's also really good. Now I'll get to the back design later. Riffle shuffles, nice. Also dribbles, also nice. And this deck is traditionally cut, so dribbles is nice. Springs, also like the stock is thin, so it's easy to handle. Doesn't take even a while to break in. It's like right out of the box, it's really soft and nice. One-handed fans, nice also. Waterfall, also nice. So basically it does everything nice. Color changes, so nice. And as I said, it furrows from back to face because it's traditionally cut, as you can see there. And the giant fan, which I'll try to do as best as I can. And the design is really nice. There, not that good. But the design really fits the theme of Halloween because it's gray. So I'll talk about the back design now. It's a picture of 2 skeleton heads in a circle, and it's in a border like that, and between them is a moon, and there's like bats on the 4 sides, and they're mirrored back, so if you flip one way another, they're the same, so that's good. And on the left and right side, there's a skeleton running in here, and a skeleton with a pumpkin on his head here, and there's an F there. And the rest of the deck, it's just like floral designs there. And on the edges, it's like spikes of a gate. So it kind of passes the border, which is unique. And yeah. And then here, there's like something like spike. And it has a really thin border, so that's nice. And now we'll get to the cards. The cards actually are not 100% white like a normal standard or rider back deck, or usually cards are printed on a white stock, if not a black stock, like for example the Black Ghost and the White Ghost. The White Ghost is printed on white paper, like most of the decks on the market today, like a rider back or monarchs or anything like that. The Black Ghosts are full black, and this one is gray, so that's a really nice touch. I don't know if it will chip like a black deck would do because the cards are gray. I hope it won't chip. And as far as I'm handling it until now, probably already a few weeks, like probably already a month, it's not chipping at all, so that's a good sign. But I haven't been using it extensively at all, so I don't really know. And maybe this is like a new stock they're using, like maybe like the cards are actually gray, I don't really know, but it's a really nice touch. It's really unique because the cards are gray, which really fits the Halloween theme. So yeah, I would rate this deck a 8 out of 10 because the handling, it's really nice, but of course it does clump sometimes. Actually, I don't really know why. Out of the box, it already fans like this. Like, it's slippery. It's slippery, but like there's still the edges that it's like it's not even. But it's really nice. Spreads, ribbon spreads, and flips, riffle shuffles. Basically, it does everything nice. You can use them for magic, flourishing, or collecting because it's a really nice deck for collecting. The design is really unique and really custom. So I hope you enjoyed this deck review, and subscribe to my channel and visit my channel for more deck reviews and tutorials and much more. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.